Exchange at 25 Broad, sponsor of this webcast, invites you to visit our remastered model residences.
Good day. I'm Abby Overton, and this is The Real Deal. At the top of the news, a tax hike being considered in the House could affect private real estate firms. The price of New York City hotel rooms has had a negative effect on tourism, and vacancy rates for commercial office space continue to tighten in the second quarter. That and more on The Real Deal webcast this week, but first, some highlights from this week's interview. This month, Real Deal reporter Vanessa Londano wrote a report on the use of YouTube and MySpace for advertising properties by some pioneering brokers and developers across the city. This week, the Real Deal webcast spoke to two of those pioneers, Kelly Kreth, president of Kreth Communications, and Michael Hoy, a broker at Prudential Douglas Elliman.
I think that it's a really excellent way to brand.
Now you guys, you are going to critique each other's videos on YouTube.
I'm a Brooklyn boy. I mean, the accent.
This guy Brooklyn is in the house today, my friend.
This is the guy that later on you get into bed with?
No. The things that I noticed right away is, obviously it's done in one single shot with a handheld. And so it gives it this like almost home movie feel to it, which personally I don't like. Again, it's a rental. You're not gonna treat a high-end property in this manner because it's almost offensive to the client.
For the full interview, click on the link below. And now for the news. A House bill that would double the tax rate on companies with partnership structures could end up costing real estate companies a lot of money. Although the legislation is aimed at private equity firms and hedge funds, managers of privately held real estate companies with similar structures would pay up to 35% in taxes on their profits, rather than the long-term capital gains rate of 15%. This bill is so inappropriate it defies words, said Francis Greenberger, the chairman of Time Equities. Analysts say rising hotel costs are causing the city's tourism growth rate to slow. The number of domestic visitors only increased 2% in the last year, down from an average annual increase of 5.8% since 2003. International tourism slowed to a 6.5% gain over 2005, compared with a 10.3% increase in the previous year. This happened as the average price of a hotel room jumped to $273 in the first half of 2007, up 13% from a year before. Brokerage firm Colliers ABR reported that vacancy rates for Manhattan's commercial real estate market continue to fall. The overall vacancy rate was 6.9% in the second quarter, 1.3% lower than the previous quarter. Average asking rents increased 8.3% since March to over $60 per square foot. New leasing activity, however, fell in the second quarter compared to the same period last year. Extel Development is planning a new 1.5 million square foot office tower at the site of the famed Copacabana nightclub. Private investor Israel Green has signed a letter of intent for 1 million square feet in the 45 to 50-story building for the World Product Center, a showroom for high-tech medical equipment. Green is reportedly still evaluating the costs of environmentally friendly construction to begin in 2009. New Jersey-based Reisman Properties will build the first luxury hotel in Harlem on Fifth Avenue between 125th and 126th Streets. Reisman will break ground in August for the 19-story, 130,000-square-foot hotel, which is set to be designed by Handel Architects. With at least 240 rooms and 25,000 square feet of meeting space, the hotel will cost more than $80 million to develop. An unspecified upscale hotel chain will be the tenant. Google could be creating a city-based campus in Chelsea similar to the one it has in Mountain View, California. The search giant has expanded by 49,000 square feet in its city headquarters at 76 9th Avenue, bringing its total occupancy in that building to 360,000 square feet. At the same time, Google may be the tenant in a 100,000 square foot lease agreement across the street in the Chelsea Market at 75 9th Avenue. A tower just south of Grand Central will be the first property below 42nd Street to break the $100 per square foot barrier. Sources say hedge fund General American Investors has signed a lease for $105 a square foot at 100 Park Avenue. Landlord SL Green is spending $72 million to improve the 1950 building. The city has announced a $40 million renovation of Dreyer Offerman Park in Bensonhurst. The 77-acre park will get 3 baseball fields, 6 soccer fields, kayak launches, an amphitheater, a playground, and a recreation center. Slated for completion in 2011, the project is part of Mayor Bloomberg's commitment to allocate more than $1.2 billion to parks improvements. Thank you for joining us for this edition of The Real Deals webcast. Remember to click the link below for this week's interview. Please join us August 20th when Grammy-winning artist Moby takes The Real Deal on a tour of his 2 unique properties in New York. One is the dome atop the El Dorado Tower, and the other is the Eric Clapton Chapel. In the meantime, please join us every week for the latest real estate news. I'm Abby Overton, and this is The Real Deal.